trust me, it hurts me 10 times or 100 times more than it would hurt Rahul or Atya or anybody else. As parents, I think only Rahul's parents and we who would go through more than what even the kids would go through.
Now, honestly, tell me, did you manifest Rahul as a son-in-law in your life?
Probably I did.
Yeah?
Because I was a huge fan of his when I used to watch him play. And I'm someone who probably has an eye better than 99% of the selectors anywhere in the world of cricket. Even today when I travel and I see boys play at a Maidan and I know, arey yaar, aur 20 minutes hai, I'd park the car, sit there and watch them play. Because of my obsession for the sport, the only thing I wanted to do in my life was play for the country. I couldn't, I wasn't talented enough, or politics was too strong in Maharashtra that I couldn't make it anywhere. But I was good at what I did. I was a natural. So I understand talent. So I always loved Rahul for the way he played. And then he's a Mangalore boy, so it's special. You know, anything about Mangalore. You'll see me following also half of the people is the Mangalorean kids that I would follow. And why not? Because, you know, Durga Ma gave me that opportunity. She sent me there and said, perform. You know, you don't belong there, but you will be sincere. And given me everything. I mean, today, Suniel Shetty, all of them have come from those regions. We've never thought of it. I had an opportunity. So if I believe I can encourage someone, I go ahead and do that.
Because I think essentially, I don't know, maybe it's true or not, but what I see of the earlier generation of my family, you know, very laid back, non-competitive, kar lenge, ho jayega. Maybe it's a coastal thing.
Absolute.
Even though there are bankers and the Udupi, so many achievers.
Absolute. But even they
won't crush another one to go ahead.
They never would. And that's why they stay there. You know, you see them, when you talk about Sundaram Shetty, you talk about a legend out there, you know. When I talk about Manmohan Shetty, for me, as far as this film industry is concerned, absolute legend. No film would have released if Manmohan Shetty was a hardcore businessman. He let go every film, ad labs, and he would let go everything. When I used to sit with him and talk to him and see him do business with others, I used to be in awe of him. I said, how is this man like this? He's all heart. ठीक है, हो जाए, चलो रिलीज हो जाएगी, अब टेंशन मत लेना. I mean, you're taking care of the whole world. I think that's the culture of temple and feeding and you know, free education and free that becomes a part of your system. You know, and that is what has happened. You know, amma tu per mande vechamal porchi. You know, bhutas will say ki no, all will be good. You've done something wrong. Then you start saying kya kiya maine, kuch galat kiya, kisko kya bola. And then you start correcting all that and improving. So not realizing that you're improving as a human being also. So,
very much, yes. All that you're saying is very much part of what I have grown up and learned and things.
Even after achieving, being humble, being whatever it may be, for you also a position that is at one time people took advantage of that, and how? You know,
they climb over you, and then you just wonder. And then your instinct and your culture is to not be aggressive.
True.
But then you realize कि भाई सब लोग तो आगे बढ़ गए, हम रह गए, you know. So those things happen, and then you realize that you need to carve a niche for yourself. You cannot be them. So I've seen that in you. When Rahul gets trolled, and he will, all successful people, this is the age of social media. Does it hurt you?
Very, very much. Probably more than it hurts him. Probably more than my own trolls would hurt me. You know, the way the children are, they would never talk about anything. Let it be. Dad, my bat will talk. And it's spoken. The faith of the people, the faith of the captain, the selectors in him said it all. So we've never ever said anything. But trust me, it hurts me 10 times or 100 times more than it would hurt Rahul or Atya or anybody else. As parents, I think only Rahul's parents and we who would go through more than what even the kids would go through.
And it's easier for you to be probably silent when you are trolled, but to be silent when your son or daughter or son-in-law is trolled.
Absolutely.
It's harder, I guess, right?
Absolutely. And I've always known why it's happening and everything, but my children have always said, Dad, quiet, karma, quiet. But there are two sides to a Shetty boy. Calm, quiet, Atidhi Devo Bhava. But even in Mumbai, when they asked us to get out and try to put us out, they
Lungis and things.
They couldn't do it.
Yep.
Nobody could do it. Because we were true to what we did. We didn't go anywhere else. They were also the most dreaded boys in Mumbai. Shetty log, अरे यार gangster log होते. It's only when you push somebody against the wall, the other side, the warrior side of it comes out. So it's a very clear message.
Overseas Indians who don't know much about that, you need to probably Google and read a little bit about what it was like when there was the Mangaloreans or the Kannadigas were considered outsiders and were told to leave Mumbai. It was called Bombay then. It was like this thing that it should be only for Bombay walas and it should not be for outsiders. But without shedding a blood, made a niche for ourselves and stayed on in this city. And I know for a fact that there were so many of my cousins who were studying out here, my entire clan who had come, because everybody moved from Mangalore and came to the world of Bombay to make it. And there was that talk at that time that should we return back? Should we go back? Those who had bought land and those who stayed. So there's a resilience to the Bunt spirit also, I see.
Absolutely. And that's why I said there's two sides. There's the man and the boy. The man is also there and the boy also exists.
Yeah.
The boy exists because the boy is feeding everybody at the right price. This margin. Today when the Udupis have closed, people have realized, महंगाई बहुत बढ़ गई है. लेकिन जब उडुपियाँ थी, हर एक from any part of the country would go there, eat
meals.
Their meals, be treated like they are family and out. Cleanest. They talk about McDonald's being fast food. We were super fast food. Order से पहले वो side पे खाना आ जाता था, served, not self-service. So
and there's unlimited.
Unlimited. So there is the two sides to us.
True.
So
but
like I said,
Rahul, is he modeling himself on Dravid style, Virat style? What would you say?
I think all the South boys finally model themselves on their own heroes. It probably people see a lot of Dravid in him. I see in his game. I see a lot of G.R. Vishwanath, legendary Vishwanath. If it's
swashbuckling,
the late cards or everything. Or if you see Dravid, then the temperament.
Dravid and Vishwanath totally different. Vishwanath, as a kid, I would please stay on, man. Don't go.
Exactly.
I find with Rahul. I find myself tweeting, I'm sorry to say this, but I find myself tweeting, yeah, jaldi kar. And then I say, but stay.
You have to stay. Exactly.
Stay.
You have to have that.
I did have social media in the 70s, but I would say that to Vishwanath.
Yeah.
Maar le, but ruk le. Don't
because
leave.
Otherwise there are collapses that you see,
But there was a Vengsarkar on the other side.
Yeah.
When Vishwanath was playing, there was a Vengsarkar who was slow and steady and was there.
Yeah, no, and that's why these are the players you will always remember. No?
Yeah, correct.
For their technique. And that's why I said when you said manifest, I would say probably it happened because I had watched him play. I was a fan of his then. I'm a fan of his cricket even now. He may be my son, but I am still his fan. You appreciate something in someone and, you probably, there's something about him that you want to say, can I bring that about in myself?
You advise
I'm not
that?
talking. No. Never. No, never. You can't, because each one has that USP and that's why they're in the team. Rahul for what he is good at, Surya for what he is good at, Virat for what he is good at, Rohit for what he is good at and what he's done to Team India and the World Cup. I mean, this is the first time I feel, in spite of losing in the finals, they have won every heart in this country. This is the first time that I meet people and people say, what a team here. वरना हार और जीत से ही मतलब था.
But did you really think that they would lose? I mean, I didn't think they would.
Even I don't think even they thought. Even I don't think they thought they'd lose.
Your 10 straight wins.
Yeah. And wins and how? I mean, they were a masterclass in team in team spirit. Unbelievable.
What did you feel at that time when they were trolled and they were, I mean, let's get to the trolling later. But when remember that shot when Virat was given the man of the series, when he goes up to pick up the trophy. You don't see a joy in him at all, because for him he would have preferred to win for his team.
Absolutely. But that's the beauty of this team, country above everything else. And that's why the respect. That's why the love, the affection that you've seen. For me, Rohit today is probably where Dhoni stands. Because.
But I miss Dhoni that time.
Everything Rahul did was selfless. I mean, Rohit did was selfless. I mean, it was for the team.
Yeah.
It's very easy to say, okay, that moment he should have. That moment you're out there with a lakh and a half people cheering and wanting you to go, and you say, you know what, let me just continue it that way. But he played that. He could have stuck on and scored his hundreds also, but he said, let me give that team 18-90 run start and they take off. So all of them, whether it's Rohit or Shubman or Virat or Shami or Bumrah or Kuldeep coming back after so many years, being out, Jadeja.
Yeah.
Can't ask for a better team.
They fielded well, they bowled well,
Brilliant.
They batted well.
One bad day in 45, so...
But the 1 lakh audience, what do you think? Because Australian media was very critical about the Ahmedabad audience. Some in the Indian media were saying that they were not sportsman-like. What did you say?
I think, it's the final. And we haven't won too many in the last few years. So they were emotional. And happens anywhere in the world. You see soccer. Or you see rugby in Australia, in England.
Yeah.
They beat each other up. They're bleeding. We've not done anything like that. You're cheering for your team. And Team India and the audience cheers for Team India anywhere in the world.
True.
When the ICC puts out that thank you India for being the number one audience in the world of sport, the maximum audience ever that has attended a sporting event. What do you say to that? So will I look at it that way, or will I look? We are emotional, yeah.
I watched a cricket match in Australia. I watched it in England. I've sat among them and I've seen they are abusive.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not. I didn't see any abuses that day.
No, not at all. And why is a Warner in India? Why was a Shane Warne? What is a Watson, or what is a Smith? It was Virat Kohli who said, clap for that boy.
Yeah.
What has happened has happened. It's a mistake. It probably would have happened. They weren't doing that in England.
Yeah.
The minute Virat said stop, when they were booing him because of, would have Warner been able to play it anywhere else in the world if he hadn't come to India first?
Yeah.
It was the Indian audience that said, chalo bhul gaye.
Yeah.
See, it's very convenient for people to speak the way they want to because of the moment. Can they go back and said, who has accepted each one of you and in the IPL made you all bigger stars than you could ever dream of?
Yeah.
Why is Warner doing all those Indian dances and stuff like that? Because
why have you never gone and done commentary? Tell me. You know so much about it.
I'd love to. But I think now having a child out there, it's dangerous because people will take it either way.
Yeah. Did you hear that comment when the camera panned to Anushka and Atiya sitting in the audience and Harbhajan said that are they discussing films or are they discussing cricket ki baatein ho rahi hai?
No, I didn't. I read about it. But clueless otherwise.
Yeah.
Clueless otherwise. And sometimes what happens is in the moment, you believe it's humor and you say something, and the rest of the media takes it different way. So only only Baji knows how he said it and why he said it.
Okay.
And I'm sure he'll answer.
Are you guys superstitious that if I go, he will score? If I stand up, he'll score 50. If I sit down, he'll score 100.
You bet I am. I haven't moved out of the house. Mana and me have been in one room. Nobody was allowed in that room. I have sat on the floor watching the entire World Cup, every game, fingers crossed, legs folded, and that's the way it has been.
Seriously?
Throughout. Okay. I am that kind. हिल दल से. So, and nobody was allowed.
वो चाय लेके आती है तो out हो जाता है.
I think we all Indians are.
We all Indians are, right?
Yeah. And that's why we behaved the way we behaved in Ahmedabad. If we behave, they say we behave. It was us expressing our emotions. We are not against anybody.
To explain this to a foreign audience, really, Sunil, like I would have to say 30 million people stood and watched, 20 million people sat and watched.
Absolutely. No, but the players can only vouch for that. Whether it's a Warner, they love him here. Whether it's a Malinga, whether it was a Sangakkara, whether it was any of the Caribbean players from the Caribbean, they get maximum love here.
Yeah.
They continue to come here. Whether it's the commentators who come, international commentators who came here, how much love.
Yeah.
So you can't blame us for, not supporting you. But supporting
Look at
Team
when
India.
Pat Cummins went back. He was अपना ही luggage लेके जा रहा है, and there was like no band, baja, barat. Can you imagine if a victorious captain coming back to India, what that would have been?
Even if he would have come alone, Rohit was outside, and Rohit would have come alone. All of Mumbai would be there, but half of India would have also been there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And I mean, what BCCI has done for cricket.
Yeah.
In India and otherwise, have their sporting
Is there too
boards.
much money, Sunil? Is it harmful to cricket to have too much money?
No. There's no harm to money and sport as long as they're putting it into the infrastructure, and I see that happening all the time. I mean, I go through grounds across India and see the kind of stadium. We have world-class stadiums across the country. I mean, where did a Rinku Singh come from yesterday and hit a six? Where would you have ever seen a Rinku Singh otherwise? Would that child from that small town, someone in UP, get that opportunity?
Yeah.
It's thanks to the infrastructure, thanks to the sports, thanks to the money. Cricket and women in India probably deserve what they are getting.